Good morning, everybody. I'm a bariatric carnivore on a liquid diet because of failed implants. I know these things usually start with an intro, but that's the who. And for me, the what and why of this are even more important. For me, what and why are important questions. Why do I do what I'm doing? Why do I think it's the right thing to do? Or why do I believe what I believe? Or why do I think it's correct? So, quick history. In October 2012, I had bariatric surgery. In November or December of that year, I lost my gallbladder, which I understand is pretty common with that. January 2019, I discovered low carb eating because of reading the wrong book. In January 2022, I started going very low carb and started my carnivore lifestyle, eating primarily meat. December 2023, I had dental implant surgery, December 5th. That unfortunately failed. The uppers completely failed. So on the end of January, surgery was done to replace them. And today is June 4th. I'm having a third implant surgery to finish the job, hopefully. So for 6 months, since December 5th, 23, I have been eating a liquid and soft food diet, and we'll be eating this swish and swallow style for the next several weeks, perhaps until October. I apologize for running off notes, but I have to do this. So, I expect eating this swish and swallows till October, so I thought I'd share what's happening so far, how I'm dealing with this. I hope how I'm dealing with what I'm going through will be useful, maybe helpful to somebody in their own situation, and I certainly hope to get some help along the way. So I am not a medical professional. I can in no way offer medical advice. I can only speak to what I've been doing, what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, what my thoughts and opinions are, for what it's worth. Humans are pattern-seeking primates. We are trying to predict the future based on our prior education and experiences. My education has been that I worked in the food industry since I was a teenager. I graduated culinary school, and I catered professionally, and I've also been a professional baker. I've helped with all kinds of other food-related businesses. I worked retail for 30 plus years, and since reading the wrong book, I've been reading nothing but health and nutrition since about June of 2018. When my doctor, during a physical, took a couple of digs at me, saying, your blood pressure is pretty good for your weight. Your heart sounds good for your weight. After about the third dig like this, understand this guy, he's been my doctor for years. And we talked about so much more than medicine and my health and everything over the years. So him being friendly with me was not unusual. After the third comment, I mumbled to myself. I mumbled out loud that, fine, I'll go home. I'll read that book you recommended me. Well, as it turns out, I went home and I read Gary Taub's Good Calorie, Bad Calorie, which he claims he never recommended. And that's okay. It was the right book for me at the right time. Gary Taub's blew my mind. I got thoroughly pissed off, and I had my life transformed. I opened up YouTube to find a presentation by Gary Taub about his book, and that led to Nina Teicholz, her presentation, based on her book, The Big Fat Surprise, and Robert Lustig, The Bitter Truth. These 3 videos and reading Nina Teicholz's book revealed the mistake way I've been feeding myself, my family, and in general since the 1980 guidelines. So that was the beginning of my low-carb journey towards eventually carnivore. And I'm watching the videos I watch and reading what I read. I find out a lot of people end up taking this path. Turns out for me, like all of them, the lower my daily carb count went, better I felt. A whole list of medical issues that led me to the bariatric surgery and other surgeries since then, things I've tried since then, started to get better. I also stopped cooking with cooking oils because I learned vegetable oils are pretty bad. Avocado and olive oil became the preferred fat oils in the house, and then even they stopped getting used because bacon grease and tallow were getting used even more. So I guess to say what I eat, kind of in tribute to Michael Pollan, I eat 1-ingredient foods. I call them one-ing foods. So I eat 1-ingredient foods, mostly meat, prepared at home using minimally processed food. I avoid processed food as much as I can. I've learned many lessons along my journey from the books, the research papers, in both YouTube and Google universities. I know I've relied heavily on them. There's a whole list of people I've read, people I follow. That sort of brings me current. Trust but verify. That's been sort of the way I've been handling these rabbit holes I've discovered along my journey that I have fallen into and explored, which I certainly hope to touch on in further videos if I do feel comfortable doing this. So, I guess how do I stick to this carnivore lifestyle while eating foods that support the healing going on in my mouth? Soft foods, scrambled eggs, lots of scrambled eggs, liquids, soups I make out of blending meats. How do I eat one-ing foods on a liquid diet? How do I drink meat? So, I know that I weigh 150 pounds from everything that I've read and have learned over the last several years. I should be getting about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I should be getting 1 gram of fat, about the same, for that on a daily basis. I use 30-70 ground beef. I Google searched 30-70 ground beef. That led me to the USDA Food Data Central website. Type in the food you're looking for, and it comes back with all the nutritional content of that food. On the protein, I can get 50 grams of protein. Oh, I'm sorry. From 30-70 ground beef, 4 ounces of 30-70 ground beef, I can get 16 grams of protein. So what I've been doing is taking a pound of that 64 grams of protein. I just take 30-70 ground beef and I cook that into flavorful recipes like chili, taco seasoning, taco seasoned ground beef for tacos, or sloppy joe. Make those up, bag them into 2-pound bags is what we've been doing, and I make great camping food. Go set up the campsite, microwave this as a quick meal. Turns out for me at this time, if I put it in a food processor and puree it into a paste, thin it with a little soup, a little broth, it becomes quite easy to drink if I have to at that point. Soon after surgery, I'm drinking everything. Later as I heal, I can, what I call, swish and swallow. make it into a thick stew, a thick paste, sort of like refried beans, uh, so that I can move it around inside my mouth, enjoy the flavor, and swallow. Lately, as healed as I have been, I can even do that with the original recipe if I make sure to chop the meat thoroughly as I cook it. Um, so the process is to take a pound of meat, pound of one of these recipes, chili, taco guts, that sort of thing, and add it to the food processor. Grind it until it's really fine. Almost like I call it paste or a pate. A dog food would be very analogous to this. That's kind of gross. But then I can put it into a, um, a blender and mix it with soup or broth. I have friends that have made me broth. She makes delicious broth. There's a local food truck that makes a delicious consomme, a Mexican food truck that makes a delicious consomme I really enjoy. I apologize for all the stumbling and stammering during this and from all my repeating. I'm very nervous, first time. I'm just going to launch this the way it is. Please bear with me. So, both friends, local businesses have helped me out, whether they know it or not. And eggs. I love eggs, love scrambled eggs. So, lots of scrambled eggs, dozens and dozens. I have been making up eggs and taking to work for years. They joke that I'm the Eggman sometimes. So, that's pretty much my story so far. It's now just after 10 o'clock, after 10:30, and my appointment's at 1 o'clock today for my third surgery or for my implants. So, my name is Randy, and I'm a bariatric carnivore on a liquid diet. And I'm going to talk to everybody later. I'll record something later when I'm swollen up, I'm pretty sure, from surgery. I'll at least record something tomorrow and follow this up. I'm just going to load this right to YouTube and let it go.